Hello.
Wow, that was
We're on. We're on, Ashley.
quite a face you just made.
Sunrise. Oh, was it on the
No,
the Facebook there?
but I saw it in your screen.
You saw it in person?
I saw it.
Sunrise Extra happening on this Monday. Welcome to all those watching us on the multitude of platforms that we bring the Sunrise Extra program to you on. Facebook, Instagram, KGW.com, Twitter, you know them,
YouTube.
Ashley.
There's so many.
If you'd like to have fun with the Sunrise Extra program, sometimes the newscast itself can be difficult. Sometimes it can be tough.
Pretty sad, bad, you know.
Let's not make extra any of those things. Let's make it fun.
All
so
right.
we start with a question that I think all of our viewers can chime in on. I've thought about this question really most of my life, both child and adult.
Have you really?
Yes.
Wow.
Based upon the fact that this new Avengers movie is coming out this week, and I'll be honest with you, I have no desire to see it. Not really a
I don't
big
think I've seen
superhero.
any of them.
No, I'm not really a Marvel Comics kind of guy or really a superhero guy in general. But I have thought of this question. Based on the new Avengers movie, if you could have any superpower in the world, Ashley Korsland, what would it be? Now think about it. You can think, because I want to encourage our viewers to participate. This is your time to be a part of this. We're doing this, but this works better with you.
Leave your comment.
Okay, so again, chime in on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever the case may be. Simple question. If you could have any superpower in the world, what superpower would you choose? Do you have one?
Do you want me to say it, or are we going to come back to this? Shall we hold off?
All right.
Shall we hold off and circle back when we get some comments?
Okay, that's fine. I have a comment.
Okay,
myself.
go ahead.
Jay's smiling behind the camera. You know what I'm going to say, Jay?
I have no idea.
My superpower would have to do with time. I think the greatest superpower one could have would be the ability to stop time.
Oh, to stop time.
Stop time.
Why though?
Because I could
be in what moment would you want to stop time? Would you want to make our show longer in the
anytime
morning?
I need it. Oh, I'm 5 minutes late? No, I'm not. I'm going to be 3 minutes early.
Can we talk about that for just a moment?
Yes.
Because I'm going to throw you under the bus. You do kind of need that in the mornings because we have a meeting at 3:40 every morning, and every morning, tell us what happens.
I text and say, hey, can we start the meeting 5 minutes late today? Now, this is a ridiculous time of day.
Every morning. Why don't we just move the meeting
Because
back?
then I'd be like, hey, can we move it to 3:50? Now, Jessica says, why don't I just leave 5 minutes earlier? You mean when the coffee was in the microwave and I was waiting for it to be done? Well, I heated up my coffee. I made it and then it wasn't done, so I heated it up or something. Something keeps me from getting out the door. It's not like I'm sitting there going, I'm not going to leave yet.
That's hilarious.
I'm going to leave in 5 minutes. No, I'm doing something up to the last moment. Today it was like, oh, I'm going to wear a tie. I'm going to tie it before I leave. Oh, I did that horribly. Let me tie it again. It took me longer than I thought it would for the tie.
You need those 5 minutes. We already have people weighing in on this. Should I just get into it?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, let's get into it.
People what they want.
Oh, Stanford wants to know when you're going to make the weather better. Okay, that was not about superpowers.
No.
Aaron says a Superman power.
Like, what does that mean?
I don't know.
The man of indestructible, as Jessica, our producer, is saying. But I guess that's what you mean. Is that clarify yourself? What do you like about the Man of Steel so much? What power of his would you like for yourself?
Okay. Let's see. Let's go to Instagram.
Superman had a power to turn back time because he did it the first movie.
Yeah.
When Lois Lane was stuck in that earthquake and she fell down in the crevasse, and he turned back time to bring the car back out of the dire situation.
Oh, so maybe that's what he's getting at.
Maybe.
Okay. Official I or A Marie wants Spider-Man's powers.
Can we get specific on the powers, please?
What I don't know anything about superheroes.
Superheroes. You want to be able to shoot a web out of your wrist? What power of Spider-Man's exactly would you? Maybe she just likes the idea of being sticky, and she could climb up and scale buildings in downtown Portland if she has Spider-Man-like powers.
Ash Canol says, I'd like to be invisible. There we go. That's a specific one. Jenny also says invisible.
That's a good one.
Melissa says she'd like to be able to fly. I think those would be my two. I can't decide, being invisible or flying. Maybe both. Maybe that could be a combined power.
Think about this one, though. The ability to stop time. Not only would I get to places on time, but I wasn't even thinking that. If I'm a superhero, look at me. I'm skinny. I'm not very strong. I'm not big. I'm not going to win most of these superhero fights, but if I could stop time, boom, I stop time. Now you're just standing there, and I just beat you to a pulp. You're my enemy. Pretend you're a bad superhero type, and then I would restart time, and there you are on the ground.
I see what you mean. It's like versatile. That's a good power. I'm just scrolling through to see if anybody else is commenting here. Kathy, that's a good one. The power of healing. Oh. See what a good person Kathy is. Wow. You just want to beat people to a pulp, and Kathy's over here thinking of others.
Yeah.
That's
well,
hilarious.
Her superpower combined with mine would be very useful.
Norma Richards on Instagram says mind control. Okay, all right.
Where is she at? Was she on Instagram? Which one was she on? The mind
She was
control?
on Instagram.
What was her name?
Norma Richards.
Hi, Norma. Can you control this mind? Can you, Norma? Can you control this one?
Oh my gosh. All right, we'll get some more comments
I like
coming
that
in
you're
here.
feeding in us all this information. We figured that would be a topic that a lot could respond to.
What other topics? Let's see. What else can we talk about today?
Well, I'd like to keep talking about this.
Okay, no, but we'll wait for more
and
comments.
We will continue to talk about this. But how about the positive parenting? The reason I didn't want to bring this up just yet, though, Ashley, is because I thought this we could have some sort of test out here. You ran a positive.
I don't like tests. I don't like being put on the
We'll
spot.
call it a quiz.
That's worse.
We'll call it a game.
No. Okay, so what are we doing? About math,
What can
right?
we call it so that you'll participate? Positive pairing segment you ran today talked about boys and girls and mathematics, because a lot of times we assume, oh, you're a boy, you must be good at math. Oh, you're a girl, you probably don't like math. Why do we assume those things? It sort of steers these individuals down a path that they may not
It's like
necessarily
this
want to be on.
preconceived notion you're putting in kids' heads, right? Like,
right.
So, but what's interesting is, like, yeah, there are more men than women in STEM careers, so science, technology, engineering, and math. And that's why researchers were like, hey, let's see if boys are born with this ability to maybe better understand these subjects. And so that was the focus of our segment. And ultimately, when they did all these tests with babies and little kids, they found that not necessarily boys aren't just born with this innate ability. And are you doing math as I'm speaking?
I'm listening to you, but I want to prepare something for the show.
No,
but continue talking, because what you're saying makes sense.
I'm the worst person to be doing a quiz about representing women being good at math. So they found, what a lot of it boils down to is that you're distracting me. I can't focus.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm not good at multiple things at one time. I can't think today. So what they found is that I think parents, a lot of times, because you give girls like dolls and boys blocks and things that are more mathematical or, along the STEM careers.
Yes.
That we're almost telling these young girls, like, hey, you're not going to be good at math, or that's not your strong point. So what they say is really focus on being equitable, like teaching young girls, give them toys, building blocks, and things where they can learn that. Don't just give them a doll.
Sure.
Because that kind of does make that stereotype. So girls might grow up thinking that they're not good at math or can't be as good at math as boys.
I really made Ashley nervous, Chris, and I'll bring you into the loop.
I see that.
She was kind of, because
you were kind of lurking over her.
Well, no,
I know.
it was just a subject that came up. I told her we might have a test here. This has nothing to do. He's getting nervous
Now
too.
I'm nervous.
The story has to do with young boys and young girls and
Yeah.
introducing them at a young age to math, because everyone should have a chance, regardless of what sex they may be, to have a career that involves a little math and
Well,
science.
not only a career, but you should just know.
Sure.
I mean, it helps.
And
right? All of us.
don't make the silly assumption that we've made for years that, like, the boys must be better at math than girls. That's just the way it is. It's not the way it is. It doesn't have to be that way either. I thought, let's have a little math test today.
Oh man, Professor Carney.
Between Christopher and Ashley.
No.
Okay, can I just put a math problem on the board? How about this?
Sure, okay.
Why don't
Let's
we do
do
this?
it. I'm gonna
Either one of you
fail
can
it.
raise your hand. We won't make it a test. We'll just have a class.
I had to
session.
take calculus 3 times.
See,
so
this is not a fair match.
No, 3 times, as in the same class 3 times before I got it right. So you might be in
well,
luck
let's
there.
see.
I have a whiteboard
Oh,
over here, Ashley. I don't even
God.
want to write it on the board, because I think you trying to write it to begin with.
Yeah.
Hey, can we get some clean paper over here?
That's your
if
job.
I
There we go.
asked you, Ashley,
Okay.
if I asked you that didn't go the way it was supposed to divide 263 by 7, could you do that on the board, or would you rather pass to Chris?
I'm going to pass
Oh
to
my
Chris.
goodness.
No.
263 divided by 7 is all I'm asking for.
Can I take the physical challenge?
Are we talking like where you draw the...
Well,
Do it however you need to do it, Ashley.
All right, what
I'm
was
not
the number
doing it.
again?
263 divided by 7.
Yeah, what do you call that, Drew? What
I
is
forget.
that?
I call it the division
the
sign.
divisor. 263.
Yes?
Okay, well, I'm going to guess, that's like,
Guess.
what? 8 times 7 is 50. Wait, am I doing this wrong? Wait.
Well, you're doing it. It's the idea is right, but the answer.
Wait, you walk us through it, because there's no way I can do this.
Do we not know? Does either of you know what how many times 7 goes into 26?
8 times.
8 times 7 is what?
Not 8.
No.
What am I saying?
4.
I don't
I was
know.
like 8.
3.
This is
I'm
not
sorry.
supposed to go
I'm
this
sorry.
poorly.
I'm sorry.
All right, do it again. Do it down here.
3. The answer is 3 with 5.
3 something.
There you go.
Yeah.
Don't look at my
What
paper. I
was
already
it?
did this.
I'm not.
I already
What was
did
the
it on
number
my
again?
paper.
263.
Divided by 7.
Okay, so 3, 21.
21 minus 5.
3, 7, 37 point something.
Yes. Well, I was going to
right.
ask you to take it out to at least 2 places past the decimal.
Oh, you want me to do that? Is that okay.
Yeah, I did.
Are we seriously doing
No,
this?
you don't have to. But
Come
the point
on.
was this. Sometimes I didn't even know that you guys would remember how to make that.
Well, it took me a minute, and then you remembered that you carry down the number and you do the subtraction.
What's that?
Well, that's not math. That's some sort of grammars.
I'm done.
That is the quadratic equation, Drew. I'm talking about higher math.
Yeah, okay, yes you are.
I had to salvage some dignity over there because I couldn't.
Is that solvable?
Divide 263 by 7.
So you don't solve this quadratic equation, or do you just memorize it?
Yes, no, you solve it because that's what the parabola looks like on an XY thing.
Well,
on an XY axis.
All I know is I hope my kids don't ever need math help because I am in big trouble.
But your dad's the engineer, so he's really good at math, right?
Yeah, but I didn't get that. I didn't get that those qualities passed down.
You know what? You work and you work and you work and you keep trying, and that's what you do. And if you need tutor help or you find somebody that's really good at math, you
get a good tutor. There you go.
Is anyone chiming in about math, Ashley? You can take a look at that. I'll bring Chris up to speed. Not only were we talking about the math today, but also we asked in the very beginning of the Sunrise Extra program. A lot of people did jump on board with this one because the new Avengers movie is coming out this week. If you could have any superpower, what would that superpower be and why? You don't have to tell me on the spot. This is a conversation that lasts minutes, so think about it. Any superpower that you could have, what would it be? People have chimed in already with things like they'd like to be invisible.
I'd like to be able to make the weather.
Oh, you do that.
Oh, we already do that.
You do that every day. Think about that one.
Okay, think about it. But we're going to go back to St. Nick PDX on the math, boys versus girls. Yes. St. Nick PDX says, you would be surprised how many girls ask me for chemistry sets. I don't know what... Do you own a store? Tell us what you have. Oh, hobby shop? Yeah, tell us what you have because that will give you a little plug here.
And why not make it super fun? Because that's how you get, just numbers themselves are like, numbers. But when
something
you can
interactive.
Make it, cool, like, remember the experiments when you used to, in chemistry class, you loaded up the solution with all kinds of particulate matter and you tried to dissolve it and then you drop the little crystal in there and it all crystal. I mean, that's cool. That's cool stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's a way to learn about supersaturation. And you're like, oh, there's a big topic, but when you see it in practice, then it becomes interesting.
It's more, you can understand it more when you break it down like that. Right. Ginny says it is nurture. So Ginny, that was what I was trying to say, nature versus nurture on this. She says it's nurture. I'm better at math than my male sibling, she says. I saw attention my oldest brother got for good grades, so I worked harder and bonded with teachers more than my peers. So, oh gosh, Aaron, look at Aaron did your division problem.
263 divided by 7 is 37.57.
He figured it out. He figured out pi to the last digit too.
That's funny.
Looks like his phone may have done the work for him, but hey, we're not making any accusations here. Now, I put one more, in the spirit of this math conversation, I put one more math problem on the board there. Would either of you like to tackle the fraction addition problem?
Because you said your boys were...
We're kind of doing a lot of fractions now.
Is this something that they would come home with, for example?
I'd say last year in 4th grade, this was...
stalling, actually.
I'm not trying that. I have no brain right now.
This is a problem they had last year, mostly in 4th grade. They've stepped it up, but I just thought maybe I could throw it. Either one of you want to tackle 2/3
Jay, why don't you go
5/6?
do it?
Sure.
You think it's easy?
I know.
Yeah. Okay, good. Not everyone does. Look in the camera right here. Do all of you think that math problem, you can show them right now, camera Jay, does that math problem appear easy to our viewers? 2/3 plus 5/6. Because I bet you some people go, I wouldn't know where to start. Chris
walk us through it.
But actually, I'm thinking maybe you don't know where to start.
I don't. I forget all of this.
I don't know if this is the right way to start, but I would say, okay, well, how many sixths? How many times does 3 go into 6? All right, that's 2. So how many sixths is that? That's 4/6. So 4/6 plus 5/6 equals 9/6.
That's right.
That's 1 1/2.
They say you have to get those denominators, those bottom numbers the same.
But what's the way that your boys come home, and how would you walk them through that?
Well, no, they would tell me.
Just like that?
Yeah, that's exactly what Chris did there. You got to come over here. You got to make this 2/3 into a fraction that equals this 5/6 in terms of having the same bottom number. So I say, hey, boys, how are you going to make that fraction the same as this fraction? Well, 2/3 is the same as 4/6. So then you can do the math that just as Chris just did in his head. Now you got to convert that though into a whole number.
Right.
1 and 3/6.
Divide 9 divided by 6 is what?
1 3/6, which actually each equals 1 1/2. Right? Did I do that part right, Chris?
Yeah, it seems right. I don't know the right way to do it. You got the right answer, though.
Yeah, that's right. Anyone can argue whether this is right or wrong, but that's what we're coming up with. 2/3 plus 5/6 equals 1 1/2.
And just to correct you,
yes,
you can't argue whether that's right or wrong, but the method might be right or wrong. I don't know.
Okay.
Your answer is correct, though.
We think so.
We think.
It is right.
That showed it, right? Jessica's in my ear. You got to show your work, and that's what the boys always said to me, Dad, we have to show our work. And then I yell back at them, well, if you're going to show it, make it legible because I can't even understand your writing.
And then when we go along here, we get into really crazy math. Like, let's see, how do we do this?
What you got there, Chris? Don't give me any more quadratic equations. 2p over 2z.
dp dz equals minus rho z. That's a meteorological.
Why do you, here's a question for you, Chris McGinnis. Why do you like
hydrostatic
doing math?
balance?
Why do you like doing math with the letters
I
so
don't.
much?
I don't. Okay, so truth be told, like I whip that out and joke about it, but like I struggled mightily in not like geometry. That seemed easy because I don't know, because it was like you could see it,
that was
right?
my favorite one too in high school.
But calculus I struggled with, the higher algebras I struggled with, and I picked a career. At least the mathematics side of meteorology is you go through all the engineering classes. So it's math 140, 141, 230, 231, 252. You're studying three-dimensional chess in the atmosphere that's going on in time, right? And that's why we have all these complicated equations, because they describe all the physical processes that go on. And that's why we need this stuff, right? But it also teaches a thought process.
Sure.
So you're making, like, there's more to math than just like, what I would say is that there's more to math than just understanding how to get the answer, right? There's the process that's involved with understanding those complicated equations, because as you're thinking through them, there's other stuff that you gain from that.
I'm not even looking at Ashley. I can only assume that she's behind me, just nodding her head in agreement with everything you're saying.
Yeah.
But
You're right.
There's multiple ways to arrive at the answer. I just remember a class in college where it was like, derive the equation of motion. And it was like 2 pages of math later, there was the final exam.
Well,
I mean, it's just like,
I'm having nightmares. Just
yeah, no,
thinking about all this right now.
I actually, I've had nightmares. Like I've slept like and woke up like, oh my God, did I get that right? I didn't pass. I didn't get my diploma. That was 20 years ago.
I thought about maybe 15 years ago, hey, maybe I should go and study meteorology to have that other opportunity in TV. If I had to stay in this career, maybe I can do weather. And that math that you just described scared me away from that choice. All right, we do want to cover one more piece of ground here, because the Blazers are coming back home tomorrow night. Blazers coming home for Game 5 in their series with the Oklahoma City Thunder. I can tell you right now, this will be one of our lead stories, regardless of what's going on anywhere tomorrow. Blazers at home will be one of our lead stories in tomorrow morning's cast or newscast. Does anyone think that the series will go beyond Game 5? If you can look at it objectively, does anyone see Oklahoma City playing as poorly as they have really for these first 4 games, winning tomorrow night?
That's saying that Oklahoma City's playing so poorly and the Blazers aren't the other part of that equation, to use some more math here. They're playing well.
Man, I never thought
they're playing really well.
If I may.
Yes, Jay. You guys speak loud though, man. Yell if you're going to speak.
Oklahoma City has the longest current road playoff losing streak.
He's saying that.
Won a game in the road.
Yes.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Oklahoma City hasn't won a road playoff game in years. Now that was the Blazers' distinction as well until last night. But we're off the.
Oklahoma City's streak is even longer.
Oklahoma City streak is longer, Jay's saying. It's over. And you know what? I'm not taking anything away from the Blazers when I say that I think Russell Westbrook is playing poorly right now. Is it what Dame and CJ are doing to him, or is he just not performing up to his normal standards?
They're just getting whooped by a total team effort. It's total team effort.
Someone might say it's the combination of the two. Now, Ashley, if you say one more word about this, we may extend. We may go over our time.
Sorry, I've been talking so much.
Well, we can wrap this up. We can wrap up Sunrise Extra. Did anyone else chime in? Did you happen to see? Did anyone else chime in about their superhero power? I thought we could end the way we started.
What did you guys pick?
Mine was stopping time. I'd like the power to stop.
Stand still.
Yes. Imagine that, all the things you could do. I mean, I always thought
we could live in this moment forever.
If we were in some sort of battle,
my eyes, Drew.
If you were the bad guy and I was the superhero and I stopped time, I could whoop you to a pulp and then restart time like, what happened to you?
There he is. He's down.
You're down.
Isn't that what Sly
and the world
did
is saved.
In Rocky IV? Isn't that how that worked?
And stopping time, like I need to get all the way over there in 2 minutes, but it's 10 minutes away.
How about
I stop time and I get
to
there.
do, and you've got exactly,
Molly, teleportation. There's a new one.
I thought that there would actually be teleportation in real world time like by the year 2019. Here we are, we're still not teleporting.
I thought we'd have flying cars.
I didn't think that was going to be a superpower. I thought someone was going to actually invent the ability to teleport.
They're probably close.
Didn't you think we were going to have flying cars by the time?
Yeah.
When you were like 8 years old, were you like, okay, we're going to have flying cars by I mean, we
like
got
in
drones.
use. I mean, we have.
Well,
Right,
the
but-
Back to the Future sequel suggested that we would have flying cars by the year 2015.
I still love Norma mind control. That's my favorite, I think.
Mind control?
That's funny.
How do you know that
I didn't even
some
think of
people
that.
actually don't have that power? Drew.
Not now, Chris. I'm controlling the minds of our viewers. We do have to step aside because Sunrise Extra has come to an end on this Monday. Nina Melhoff is back from her Hawaii vacation on Wednesday, so she will take over the reins once again of the Sunrise Extra program. And
You got one more day.
I think we'll be in better shape
Did
when
a
that
good
happens.
job holding down the fort.
Didn't feel that good, but thank you. Thank you, Chris.
Bye, guys. Have a good morning.
All right. See you tomorrow.
While you're at it, can you help work out my tennis elbow there? I don't know what I did to it, but.